Hi, welcome back to my channel. There's Kit Kat. Happy Friday. I have my front door open, so you may hear birds chirping or my neighbors drive by as they go to work. I decided to do something a little different today, and that is to do a 6-month flip through of my cousin and share how I've been using the pages for the past 6 months. So you can see how chunky it looks now, which was really not my intent. So I imagine it's going to be a little chunkier by the end of the year. So this is the front. So in here I have some bookmarks. This is something that I found in a magazine that I really liked. So I just went ahead and put it there. This is from the, there's Bruce. He sees Kit Kat, so now he wants to kind of come on over, so I do apologize. This is from the Hobonichi that I purchased a few years ago. It has page flags inside. And then this is a Target gift card that we received a few years ago, and I kept it to use to break washi tape as I decorate my pages. And then if I find nice images from magazines, I will cut it out and then put it in here. That's just a miscellaneous sticker that my husband received from stuff that he had sent to the house. I originally had this planned. This is like the perpetual calendar on 2 pages as a book release of books that I wanted to read, but I haven't really done much reading this year. And I haven't really been following, authors that I like to read. So the only one I have written down is for a paperback in October. I think this is from Brandon Sanderson called The Lost Metal. I wanted the paperback version. And so that's the only one I have written down in here. These are the monthly pages. And I put down a little washi. So this is for December. And what is this? This is, a class that I was going to take, the HB90 class. So I am an alumni of Sarah Cannon's HB90 class. Actually, I've also taken Publish and Thrive because I am interested in self-publishing stories that I've been writing. You're going to hear Bruce play with his toy, so I do apologize. Bruce. So this is what it looks like. So as you can see, I've kept it really simple. Street cleaning, lawn mowing, birthdays, water delivery, and that is the 100-day challenge, writing challenge. This is February. Here's March, April, May. This is when my husband went on his fishing trip. Here's June. So she offers her HB90 course. I guess it'd be 4 times a year. She does it every quarter. And so we just, actually today is the 23rd. So we're on the 5th or 6th day, 6th day. The class should end tomorrow. Here's July, which I haven't decorated. Now let's go to the weekly. So this would just be a very quick look. I'm not going to really explain too much because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Bruce. With the washi tape and then the stickers that I used. Now the stickers and the washi tape is either from Daiso, Happy Planner, or stickers that I made, like these little guys. And I generally like to do things that I need to do for the day. I will write it down. I don't pre-decorate my pages. I think I tried it later, which you'll see. Because I wanted to try something a little different. Because I've seen other YouTube videos where people pre-plan their pages. Now this I bought from Amazon. They're little girl stickers. And so I decided to use her as bullet points. So they look like little dots to you. These stickers are from Happy Planner. And then here I started try to use up more of my Happy Planner stickers because I do have a lot of stickers. But you can see how it is pretty simple. And this is the same sort of information that I keep in my daily Happy Planner Classic. Down here is where I started Bruce's ear care. And so this was helpful to keep track of it down here. Is that right? Did I skip a page? I think I skipped a page. If I was receiving any packages, I would put it over here. And then in this case, I had 2 trackers for exercise and for watering the back garden. So this is when my husband decided to go fishing on his annual fishing trip. So since he went on vacation, I decided to go on vacation here at home with Bruce. So I decided to just draw in what we did every day. And I actually went in for my shot, so I was down for the week. I think I skipped. And now we're in June. And so this is where we are this week. Again, I am tracking the HB90 class that I'm taking. And then I have to-do list. And then today's Friday, so I still need to fill that out. Now let's go to the daily pages. So this is the turning the page to a new year. So here I decided just to put down some travel images that I cut out from our AAA magazine. This is January 1. This is that blank month page. So I decided to do a currently page. So in this case, I am currently reading and currently doing for the month of January. So this is the things that I did. And then as you can see, I was keeping track of the weather, but then I stopped doing it as we go into the months. This is from the Rose Parade. So the Rose Parade was held on January 2 on a Monday because the first fell on a Sunday, and they don't do the Rose Parade on a Sunday. So this was a B2, I think, which flew overhead, which was pretty cool. The San Gabriel Mountains, Bruce and Kit Kat. And Kit Kat is the neighborhood cat. I think he belongs to my neighbor who lives behind us on the other side. But he likes to come over and visit. So this is from Porthos. First time I ever tried it. I eventually created a garden journal in a traveler's notebook, but I did this before I did that. So these are some houseplants, a houseplant I found at Walmart, and then some roses we picked up, which we planted out in the front. I drew, I think that was Jackie. She just laid her egg up in Big Bear. Bought some rain boots, which I still love wearing because I use them as my garden boots. Hi, Kit Kat. So here you can see it was raining, and so I was going out and finding all the pick puddles to jump into. Bruce needed his own little boots, but he doesn't have any because he doesn't like getting his feet wet. Okay, you guys, come on. Come on, let's go. Scoot, scoot. January 15, we finally took down our Christmas lights. Recipe for chicken noodle soup. Bruce, watch out. This is, so we have a Disney Chase card, and they came out with new images, and so I thought they were pretty cute, so I cut them out and put them in. The 22nd was the Year of the Rabbit, Chinese New Year, but I think there was a shooting. either, I think it was the morning of. And so there was a shooting in Monterey Park, which is a Chinese community here in Southern California. I'm Chinese, in case you didn't know. And so decided not to do anything because there was really nothing to write about. This is lyrics from Aerosmith from a song called Living on the Edge. I just thought it fit on this page for this day. Some broccoli, avocado, cutouts from a magazine. So you can see how I put down photos and then magazine cutouts, some stickers. I was keeping track of the date at the time. So this helps if you want to chunk up your planner. This is a good way to do it because eventually, as you can see, they do add up. Some more magazines cut out. So from all the rainstorms that we were getting a lot of snow up in the mountains, in the San Gabriel Mountains, which was really gorgeous. Here's February. This is again my currently page. And so this is how I decided to do it, with little boxes with stickers attached to it. So I was also doing reading, doing, and then goals this month. Here's Bruce with all his toys and his dog bed. And he's only used his dog bed probably for the first couple of days when we first adopted him. Here were some plants that I received. There's that, it's called Hiei, I think. It's a shingling plant. So this is the one that I showed you a couple of pages ago. So here I was writing down plants that I wanted to grow. So here's a mortgage lifter tomato, which I watercolored. Here is, so this was my husband's birthday, and he wanted to go eat at a place called Jake's Roadhouse. So I took pictures of the food that we ordered, as well as that's me, that's him. This was us in the car with Bruce because he also had a vet visit. This is my niece and her boyfriend at Sweetheart's Night at Disneyland after dark. This is her boyfriend's brother's cat. I just love its face. This is Bruce. I don't know if you can see, but he was drooling in this photo while I was eating. So he makes it easy not to eat so much because he is food motivated. And so because I don't like him drooling like this, I try not to eat so much. Or I try to eat when he's eating so that by the time he's done, I'm a little bit right behind him. This is Seattle at Night. My sister sent this to us. So I printed it out because I thought it was pretty. That's my mom. This is some photos from my niece and her boyfriend. They were at the Super Nintendo World, which opened up here in Universal Studios Hollywood. So they took some pictures and I went ahead and printed it out. Oops. So if I don't have a lot to say on a day, I will put in a magazine cutout or photos and then just write a little bit about whatever. This is, Bruce, what are you reading? Hey. This is some tarps that we put up. So because it was raining so much, the grass was really saturated and it was, Bruce was refusing to go out. Like I said, he doesn't like wet toes. So we finally put up some tarps so that he can go under when it was raining. And even though the ground was still wet, it wasn't as saturated. So I decided to try to sketch this in. This is the fence. This is a little shade. And then these are like the poles that we have that I was tying the tarp to so that it would cover the grass and not get so wet. Now here's another view of the San Gabriel Mountains with the snow. And then this was a day that we got hail, a lot of hail. So this is a recipe. So here's a day where I had nothing much to say, but I did have recipes that I cut out from a magazine. And so this is how I taped it in. So if we ever decide to try it and make it, I have the recipe here. End of February, here we go into March. So here is my March currently page of reading, doing, and my goals. So this is something that I would come back and fill in as the month is progressing. Here's another recipe. Here's another magazine cutout. So this is a selfie of me and Bruce. Here's Kit Kat watching a bird from next door. And I used watercolor. I think it's called Prisma watercolor. No, that's not right. It's a little black tin that I purchased from Amazon. So here's Kit Kat and Bruce on the couch. So Kit Kat was sleeping in the middle, so he could be next to Bruce. So on these 2 days, I had nothing to write about. So instead, I put down cutouts from a magazine that I found of houseplants. I really love these plants. Here's some more. That's an Easter cactus. Bruce. Humble, if you're watching this, he's chewing on the chicken that you gave him for Christmas. So this is the weekend that my husband went out with his buddies and bought an old truck. So while he was doing that, I ordered myself a pizza. I just love this picture of the M&M peanut. More pictures of Bruce. So in case you didn't know, I don't have kids. We don't have kids. So Bruce is our baby Easter cactus. So that's why you see so many pictures of Bruce and or of Kit Kat. Here's a lemon raspberry crumb bar, which sounds really good, but unfortunately my husband doesn't like, even though he claims he doesn't have a sweet tooth, I don't either, but he eats more sweets than I do. But this is something that he won't eat. Like once in a blue moon, I will get a Danish from a bakery, and he won't eat those. So end of March, here we are in April. For April, I didn't do a currently page. So I decided just to put down this image instead that I thought was pretty cute. Now I love this image. So here's this is part of it. So this piece actually goes right here. So what I should have done was put him over here, and then everything gets shifted, and then this image would be over here. But I think because I wanted to keep this image intact, I did it like this. And I just love the way this looks. Here's Bruce and Kit Kat. This day, my sister brought me some dim sum and a California roll. So I decided to take pictures. So this is what I ate. This is what I saved for my husband. And then the California roll. FYI, if you guys buy, if you get leftovers, if you go out to eat, you know, you get leftover sushi or whatever, and you know how sometimes it comes in those plastic containers. Now, if you put that in a glass container, saran wrap the top, and then put the lid on it to seal it in, it will stay fresh. The rice won't dry out, because that was something that I tried, and it worked fantastic. So this was the day that I heard about CARE, which is care and kindness every day. So I thought that was nice, which is why it's here. Funny positions of the cat, which is, he's right there. Another recipe. Kit Kat and Bruce. Kit Kat really loves Bruce. Bruce is his #1 pal. Here we are in April, still receiving a lot of rain. And for us here in California, that was the winter storm that we had this year. Has helped our drought, which is fantastic. Here's my mom with my sister's cat. Oh, this was a quiz that we took, my husband and I, like the newlywed game. He wanted to see how well we do, and we actually did pretty well. Miniature Rose, Kit Kat, and Bruce. This is a plant that my husband brought home for me from his work. Another recipe. Bruce is asleep on the bed. Bruce, Bruce. We're almost done. We're in April. More selfies. This was another way I thought looked pretty neat. So drawing little boxes and then writing something inside. Bruce in the backyard. This is May. So this is my May currently page. I meant to put an image here and I never did. But here for May, I have doing and reading. And as you can see, I didn't read anything. There's Bruce on my husband's couch seat. And then I found some interesting articles about LA. So this is one of them that I taped in on the page. I like using double-sided tape that I picked up from Amazon. And then put it down. This is supposed to be Saturn and how Saturn is losing its rings. So that's what this is. This is supposed to be the rings. This is what it looks like now. This is what it's going to look like in the next 100 million years. It's going to lose about half. Here's Bruce. Bruce with all his toys. That's one of his favorite Chewy toys. This is Kit Kat. So this was me looking out in the backyard. Looking out. So this is a fence. So this is our cement block wall. And then so the neighbor in the back added this wood thing, which is really nice because we really can't see into their backyard, which is awesome. But you can see above the roof line, that's Kit Kat. There he is right there. So I was like, what is that? And so when I put my camera on it, I saw him. Here's me and Bruce. Hi, Kit Kat. This is, hi, Kat. So, okay, so this is when my husband was gone. This is when I got my shots. I got 2 shots that day. And like I said, it really kicked my butt. And then I bought some salads. And then, where did I get this? Oh, this was beef bowl. So I made it into my lunch and dinner. Now this is, I like to joke that when I sleep with Bruce, when we sleep with him in bed, Kit Kat, sorry about that, people. Bruce, Kit Kat. So this is how we generally start. If my husband was here, he'd be over here, but we start like this. It would end like this. Oh, Cat, sorry. Kit Kat, come on, come on. And so what I did was I put his blanket up here where my husband's head would be. And so he slept up there for a couple of days. So that is supposed to be this. Cat. Hopefully you guys can see that still. So here's Kit Kat. So this is this right here. You can see his toes, but this is the cat. Here's Bruce. I was doing a selfie and I just loved the way how he was looking at me. So then I printed out the photo. So this is Bruce. He discovered that when he slept up here that I wasn't beside him. So he went back to his original position of sleep. So I ended up on the edge of the bed. And we have a king size California king. And so look how much room we had. But he didn't want to be over here where it was roomy. Cat, watch out. Come on. Bruce, come on. Bruce. This is a card from my mother-in-law and Bruce for Mother's Day. Another recipe. Here's a cactus that my husband's friend Dan gave to me for my birthday, and it finally flowered here in May. Didn't know it could flower, so it was pretty cool. Another recipe. This is a neat quote that I found online. Here's my drawing of a raven. Some more sketches. My nephew graduated from college. Here I talked about cutting out my Monstera Deliciosa Albo and all the cuttings that I received. This was the day where, so I planted some watermelon seeds in the back. So I had little baby seedlings, started them from seed, took care of them, put them in the ground. This is what it looked like. And then the following day, this is what it looked like. So before, after, this is a mound of dirt because there was a gopher underneath it that pulled in my plant and was eating it. So I still have gophers in the back. Okay, so I think I paper clipped those 2 pages because that was the celebration that we had with my nephew. So I have pictures of my nephew and my family. So I won't be sharing that. May 28th, I started to get on a found footage kick of videos that I found on YouTube. And I love found footage. I like being scared. I don't like gory, bloody type movies, you know, like slashers. But found footage I like because at the beginning of the movie, you know that when you start watching it, that the people on the video are dead. And then you just need to figure out how they got there. So I do enjoy watching that. So here I was this weekend. So I think this was Memorial Weekend. I was watching found footage movies on my laptop while my husband was watching TV on his own TV. And so I watched, this was Hell House, LLC. It's an excellent movie. It's creepy. This was, I think, the 2nd or 3rd time that I watched it, and it's still as scary as when I first watched it. So highly recommend it if you like found footage. And then that's supposed to be a hand, a broken hand, like a detached hand, hanging onto a flashlight. Here it is on Monday, continuing my found footage viewing with 2 more movies that I drew. Then we did a quick run to the market. And then this is where we started experiencing June gloom. So that's why I put this here. This was a quote about smoke. So I decided to draw myself surrounded by smoke. Cat, don't break that. So this is the June currently page. So this is my found footage movie. Hey. Sorry, let me try and slide those under. So this is my found footage currently watching page. So I wrote down movies that I watched. So I watched more than 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I've watched more than 9. So if they're halfway decent, I would write them on this page, though I think there are a few on this page that I didn't really they weren't the best, but I still watched them, so I don't know what that says about me. But anyways, I have 2 more to fill in. Here's another recipe. And let me... Oh, this is when I... that's supposed to be me by my laptop. A lady named Anne on Facebook was giving away plant cuttings. And so I wanted to try to grow the plant, which is right here. I cut it up, put it into cups, and now they're in here. And they're actually not doing that great. There was a 50-50 chance that this would work, that you can propagate these branches into a new plant. So a lot of the stems have turned dark. So I don't know if they're dying or they're dead, but I'm gonna leave them in there just in case, because I did put rooting hormone on the bottom of the cutting. So we'll see. On this day, I discovered that a friend that I knew in court reporting school had passed away. And so I decided to write a note to her because she had passed away on Sunday. And we didn't keep in touch. We didn't stay in touch. So anyways, that's what this is. This paper is the Hobonichi, is it called Notes? It's that book, and you can rip out the pages. So I like to use those pages to write notes like this. Now this is the June 2023 Hobonichi Challenge camp trip. And so on one of the prompts was to draw a camp stove. So that's what that is. This is when my husband brought home an Instapot. I've never used one before. So this is the first time that I used it. Drew that. And then this is, oh, a QuickBooks. I'm in a QuickBooks class, so I was listening to it. It's a picture of San Francisco. Huh, I didn't do anything for the 10th. Here's another image of that I cut out from the magazine. Here's a recipe that I taped in. Okay, I don't know why I didn't do anything there. Found a strawberry planter from Aldi's, which is a market here in Southern California. I don't know if there's more across the country. But this is my first one, so I bought a set for myself and for my nephew. Here's Bruce in our bed, and you can see he's on my pillow. Another recipe. This was a busy day where I was doing a lot of stuff. And then once I was done with all that, I started watching a few more found footage movie. This is my Hobonichi cousin, because I was doodling on the couch and catching up while I was watching the found footage on my husband's big screen TV. So this is supposed to be this cover, because I was working on this when I was watching the movies. And one of the movies that I watched was about a chupacabra. And then this was supposed to be like a ghost girl, but I picked the wrong color for her dress. More recipes. And again, if you have days that you don't have anything to say, nothing happened, you've stopped journaling in your planner because of life, this is how you can fill up the blank pages. This is how I like to fill up the blank pages. And then I know that I either had a busy day or I just didn't feel like journaling, and that's okay. I have nice recipes to try to use. Now here's Bruce and I on the couch. So this is him trying to get underneath my arm. And so this is our selfie. On this day, this is called Jong. It's something that my sister-in-law and my mom made. So that's what that looks like. Humble, here's Bruce with the gingerbread house and the chicken. He likes gnawing on the legs. Oh, on this day, so this is last week's. So this is Sunday. So I found this store at our local mall. So this is me dragging my husband to this store where I picked up some green fountain ink for $6. It's a small little jar. And that's the color of the ink. So I was so happy to have found this store, because this store, there's one in Little Tokyo, which is in downtown LA. And that's kind of a drive for us. But there's one locally now, so I'm really excited. And thankfully, my husband kind of enjoyed the store too, because he picked up some sort of model kit to build. So, yay! Now, these are stamps that I've collected over the past couple of months. And so I decided to go ahead and put it down on this page. Is that where I ended it? Okay. So here's Bruce asleep. So Bruce is my second English bulldog. And so with our first bulldog, Angus, she didn't sleep with her tongue out. Bruce does sleep with his tongue out. So I just like the way that looked. June 21st is the first day of summer. So I decided to write down some summery things. And then lastly, we'll end with this. This is a sort of like a poem saying that I found on Facebook. So I decided to draw what it says. So it says, drink water, eat vegetables, be nice to animals, exercise regularly, explore nature, find a small door underneath a tree, open it. So this is supposed to be opening the door, and it's really bright. This is me taking a look inside. So here's the tree with the door. Get pepper sprayed by a tiny elf. So that's what's happening. So here's the elf pepper spraying me in the eyes as I look through his front door. Learn a valuable lesson about knocking first. I just thought it was really funny, and I decided to sketch it out. So that is a look of what I've done in my cousin for the past 6 months. Pretty happy with it. I don't like the chunkiness of it, but again, I didn't spend a whole lot of time trying to chunk it up on purpose, and as of right now, I'm okay with that. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you'd like to see after the pin videos. I generally do of my Hobonichi, my Happy Planner, and once in a blue moon, I share my Traveler's Notebook with you. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Thanks. Bye.